how much did you make last year, and how much was your overall profit?
Approximately, it might be around 2.56 CR.
Can you share your P&L?
Yeah, sure.
हाय देयर, जियो टू ट्रेडर के एक और एपिसोड में आपका स्वागत है। मेरा नाम कृतेश है और मैं ट्रेडबिन्स का फाउंडर हूं। और इस वीडियो में हमारे साथ है विक्रम, जिन्हें स्टॉक मार्केट ट्रेडिंग में 20 साल से भी ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है और लास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर में इन्होंने 2.6 करोड़ से भी ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट बनाया है। तो इस वीडियो में हम इनकी ट्रेडिंग जर्नी के बारे में समझेंगे, इनकी स्ट्रैटेजीज देखेंगे कि एग्जैक्टली क्या स्ट्रैटेजीज ये यूज़ करते हैं, और फाइनली इनका P&L स्टेटमेंट भी देखेंगे। पर आगे बढ़ने से पहले अगर आपको हमारा वीडियो पसंद आता है तो प्लीज हमें लाइक कर दीजिएगा और हमारे चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और भी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टॉक मार्केट रिलेटेड वीडियोस के लिए।
Hello Vikram ji, welcome to TradeMan's YouTube channel. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And thanks for inviting me on your channel.
Okay, we are also glad to have you here. So today we are going to have a very exciting session. We will talk you about your trading journey, how you started and how you are doing, and some of the learnings that you can give to our audience. So maybe first we can start with your introduction. Can you tell a little bit about yourself first?
I'm a full-time trader as on date, but I have had experience working in different fields, reaching up to this point. Trading, I started some 20 years back. 1920 years, it was in 2004. On and off, like once you get into the market, you lose money, then you go back, try something else, again come back. So this cycle has happened three to four times with me. Once the demonetization happened, then probably from 2018 you can call that I'm full time into markets only. I've left other profession. Then around 2007, at that point I was doing some other business. Left that, again thought of trading fully. Blown up the capital. Went back, tried some other businesses. Came back again. Tried trading. Then this 2-3 times it happened, and then finally it felt that trading is not for me. I didn't have the mindset for trading. Thought that I will never come back. This was back in 2012. Started doing other business, like I was into garment business. I was doing really well, but was actively involved with the market as investor, but was not trading because trading was not. I didn't have the mindset, or I didn't have the skill sets to do it properly. Once demonetization happened, my garment business got a hit. Then slowly, the idea of getting back to trading was there, but I was not confident to do that because of my past. So by 2018, I got all my things right, the required skills, the timing, everything. I got it right. Then shifted to full-time trading after that.
Okay, so since 2004, 20 years you have been on and off. And
Yes.
And talking about like how did you enter the stock market? What motivated you?
I was from a science background, and after dropping out from college, I started my own business. That is, I was having a training business, computer training business. One of the student happened to be an employee of GeoJit. He came up and he was daily persisting me to open a Demat account with him. Out of that constant, like knocking at my door and asking for opening this thing, I opened it. Then I just put some small capital and gave him the freedom to do whatever he wants, because I was not at all having the knowledge of what was happening in the stock markets. Then one or two trades, he made a profit, and that interested me. Like, okay, there is something here which I've not explored. What it is. Then that is how it started initially.
Okay, take care. So now let's come to some of the most important point, like which is our audience is a lot interested into. So we would want to know, like, how much did you make last year, and how much was your overall profit?
Profit, in percentage terms, it is 100%, above 100%. On how much I made, approximately it might be around 2.56. I'm not having the exact numbers. 2.56 CR.
Okay. So can you share your P&L, and so that our audience can get a look into it?
Yeah, sure. 1 second, I'll share my screen. So I trade mostly in futures and options only. Yeah, it's 2.56.
That's a lot of profit that you made last year.
No, considering the capital, for the capital, it is 100% plus.
Okay. So here we can see a lot of green dots and a lot of red dots. So can you tell me like which was your best day? How much you made in your best day and how much you lost in your worst day?
Best day, okay, the darkest green bar I need to check. Yeah, it was on March 14th. 1 CR plus I made on that day.
Okay. So what did you do here? What positions were you holding on this one?
No, actually, I am a positional trader.
Okay.
So I might have taken the trade on 9th and then, yeah, 12th, 13th, and 14th, I might have booked. So 4 days carry forward position I might have booked on that day.
Okay. That's good.
So, yeah,
And
this is the date I booked one position. That is on 9th. Then, yeah, I took a new trade on the 9th that was carried on 10th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Yeah. After 3-4 days, I booked that position.
okay, that's good to see. And what about the worst day? Like which
Worst
time?
day, I think it's 1 day after the budget. This was my worst day, but in PNL it shows that actually the loss will be a bit higher because on previous day I might have booked some more losses.
Okay, we'll start looking into your trading journey. So you have already said like you have wiped out your capital a few times and you have been off and on in the trading market. So when you started, what was the biggest challenges that you faced during your initial years?
See, the thing is, uh, when it comes to stock market, you don't find a formal educational platform. Okay, back then we didn't have exposures like social media was not that advanced, or we didn't have the YouTubes, uh, or we didn't have the books or related information to collect. It was very difficult to know also like who is a profitable trader, who is doing well in this field also was not possible at that time. That was one thing. The second thing is my none of my family was involved in the stock market, so I didn't have exposure to that. Considering these two, the chances of me going wrong was very high at that point. Whenever I talk to people who are already involved, I used to have an opinion that okay, they know something, and whatever they say, if I register, I used to blindly think that okay, whatever they're telling is right. But eventually, when we get involved, after a certain time, we'll come to know that they are also losers, and I was listening to the losers.
Okay. So lack of education or lack of the correct platform where you can learn things were the biggest hurdle that you faced initially.
Probably see even right now also when we look at we have many resources right now.
Initially, I think what attracts the people most is like quick profits, how you can give a call and all, how they can make profits in a minute, in a few trades and all. But once they start getting more confidence, more into trading and all, they will understand it's more about consistency. It's more about building your own setup than relying on others for trade calls and all, or just to get influenced by them.
Yes, agree with that.
For the money that you made last year, we will want to discuss about your capital use. So how much capital do you use to make that profit?
No, as I remember, at the beginning of that calendar year we started something like 50 lakhs, and then probably in June again we topped up, August, October we topped up. So generally you can say that in percentage terms we made 100. So the capital might be around 2.2. From there we made that 2.56. But it was not like in the beginning of the year, the calendar year itself, we had the 2.2. It was topped up in between. So starting that year, we had 50 lakhs.
Okay. And Vikram, like if a newbie trader wants to copy you, wants to do something similar like you so that he can also become profitable, what exactly steps he has to follow? Like you do backtesting, but how exactly a newbie can do that one and form his own strategy?
See, this market is like a ocean. Like different people do it differently, and there could be many thousands of ways to earn money in this market. But I can share what has been working for me. Okay, instead of being general, I can say what has worked for me. See, in my case, uh, I had issues with my psychology. Okay, my discipline. Okay, so in stock market, generally there are two ways traders approach the stock market. One way is discretionary trading. The other one is mechanical trading. Okay, in discretionary trading, what happens is you have to take a decision at each point. Okay, at each point you observe the markets, you check what patterns have been formed, you decide at what point you want to enter, you place a stop loss, then uh, you decide at each point do you want to get out here, or do you want to still wait, do you want to trail. For each and everything you have to decide based on the circumstances of the market. This was a challenging for me, because at one point I would think that, okay, this is enough, I'll get out, or this pattern has been formed, but I don't have the courage to take the trade. These challenges I used to face as a mechanical trader, as a discretionary trader. So to overcome this, I moved myself from discretionary trader to a mechanical trader. So in mechanical trading, what happens is your rules are fixed throughout the journey. Okay, you don't change it. You keep it fixed. So your entry rules are fixed. Your stop loss rules are fixed. Your trailing stop losses, there is a rule for it. You just follow that. So what happens here is, you can when you have that kind of a setup, you can go back in history and test your method. Whereas in discretionary method, you cannot test it. Okay. Whereas in mechanical system, you can go and test it. So once you test that method, you will know that particular method, what is the percentage of gains you can make, what is the negatives it can go. So with what size, if you operate, what results you can get, all these things you can figure it out. Okay. So once that is figured it out, then it becomes easy that, okay, you know the system, like how it has behaved in the past. So you can easily go and implement that particular system while trading live or in future also. But the challenge comes is to stick on to that system rigorously by not getting diverted by informations, or that challenge will be there. But once you are in that path, and when you have seen 3-4 cycles, you'll get used to it, and then your discipline, your execution levels, your confidence, your scaling level, everything will keep on improving. So for me, it is like moving from a discretionary trader to a mechanical trader that has helped me.
Okay, sure. I'll just insist on a little bit more on this one. So how a beginner can get into mechanical trading?
It is easy. See, there are few traders who have posted YouTube videos on like mechanical setups, how they backtest. There are a lot of information available in the internet, so one can do that. Or else, if you have time, I can just use a simple example and show you how a mechanical system can be designed.
Yeah, sure, we can look into that one.
Okay, so you need first, let's get into some chart.
Okay.
So this is a Nifty chart, and it is a daily chart. Okay, let's take that he's an intraday trader or short-term trader. I'll get into 5 minutes chart here.
Okay.
Okay, tell me which indicator you're familiar with. So I'm just see. Thing is, don't consider this as a profitable system. This is only a framework, like how to make a mechanical system and how to backtest it. The point is only that. Okay, only after getting all the information and putting it in an Excel sheet, then you have to decide whether this system is profitable or not. I'm only talking about the framework required for developing a mechanical system.
ठीक है, let's say moving averages.
Okay, moving average. So this is a 9-period moving average, default it is. I'll just increase it.
Okay.
I'll give it as 75. So you can see that price is cutting and then it is going below also. Now you can make a simple rule for entry. Whenever price closes above the moving average, you can hold your entry. And whenever the price closes below the moving average, I'm using the word called close. Okay, please note, it is not just crossing, it is close. Whenever it closes above the moving average, you can have your entry for long. And whenever it closes below the moving average, you can exit.
Okay.
Okay, so you have made your rule now. So whenever this goes above that, you will be buying, and whenever goes this closes below this, you will be selling. Clear? Now what you have to do is you have to go back in history, like maybe 100, not 100 days, maybe 3-4 years back. You can go for each and every entry and exit. You have to have it in your Excel sheet. Okay, see, for example, I'll go back to January 1st. Okay, we got. Okay, let's take January 1st. Okay, this is January 1st, first day. Okay, so previous day the close was below the moving average. Now it is closed above the moving average. Okay, so this will be my entry. Once this candle closes, the next candle I'll take the entry. Okay, this closed at 14,015. Okay, next candle I'll buy. That is at around 14,015. So I'll enter here 14,015. Next, I wait till the price goes and closes below this. So it is closed here. Right? Okay, so it is 14,020. Clear? So I exited 14,020.
Okay.
So like this, for each and every trade, you make an entry, and then when you calculate the difference, you'll know whether you have made a profit or loss.
How much profit you made and how many time you made profits.
Yes. Okay. Like I don't have the result here. I'll just use some other. Okay. So this is based on some other logic. So you can see that I have put a P&L here for each trade. Okay. This is cumulative P&L. That is after each trade, the next trade, if you add, what has happened. Okay. So like this, we build a backtesting result for nearly 1,000 trades or 2,000 trades.
Okay.
So this will clearly give you an idea whether this system is profitable or not.
Okay.
So you have to make change. If the one parameter which you're checking is not profitable, you change the parameter. You change the parameter to something else and see whether it is profitable. Okay. So like this, there are plenty of indicators. Like you can go for super trend, or bowling the bands, or RSI you can use. You can use the combination of these indicators also. But primary thing is you have to go there and back test it.
Okay.
Once in the testing, if you get all the parameters right, and if it is a profitable system, then only you have to think about trading.
Okay,
trading that live.
That's a very interesting thing that you have taught us, and I'm sure the audience will try to use the same logic. But definitely designing it will take a lot of time. So how much time do you spend building your own, doing all the back testing?
See, initially I told you, like 2016 to 2018, my primary time went in finding out what is right for me. Like, well, should I be an intraday trader? Should I be a positional trader? Should I trade the index? Should I trade the like stocks, or should I be in options? So for different, when you try, you get 5 or 10 different systems you get. Then finally break down that to one or two systems which suits your mindset, suits your what emotions. Based on that, you have to decide which one works for you.
Okay, that's a good learning. That will be all good learning for the user, and I'll definitely ask all our users to try this
No,
strategy out.
actually, it is just one part itself. So we just touched upon like how to begin with, how to get it mechanical, how to go and back test it.
Hmm.
After that, that back test parameters decoding is also very important.
Okay.
Okay, so in that back test, what the primary thing what you have to look in is what is the drawdown. And most of the users here might not be familiar with the word called drawdown itself. Drawdown is the thing that from your highest capital, how much low you can go because of your continuous losses.
Hmm.
Okay, so when you test that, you'll come to know like what is the maximum number of losses you have taken continuously. How many days you have gone in loss, percentage wise, how many losses you have taken. So that you have to give importance to that. Like you might find a system with 400% return in a year, but
Hmm.
drawdown might be 80%. That system cannot be traded.
Yeah, drawdown is one of the biggest thing which
Yes.
I think most of the beginners don't know about, but who are trading in the market for 3 4 years, they are very familiar with that one. But it's going to happen sooner or later, and a lot of time it hits up badly to
See,
most of.
from 1 lakh, if your drawdown is 80%, that means you're dropping down to 20,000. So
That.
20,000, it is very difficult to recover back to 1 lakh.
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, so you should know like what is the drawdown taken. For beginners and all, try to build a system with low drawdowns uh,
Hmm.
and keep your expectancy of returns also low. So basically, it is if drawdown is more, the return percentage will be higher. If drawdown is less, the return expectancy should be lower.
Okay, yeah,
So as beginners, stick with low drawdowns and keep minimal, small expectations. Once you make a profit, then you can increase your risk. Like drawdown, you can increase.
the most important thing is safeguarding your capital. Uh,
Yes, yes,
if you don't have capital, you can't deploy anything.
true that.
Okay, so moving forward, few more things we would like to discuss. First is like we have seen you have also bad days. Sometimes your trades doesn't work out and all. So how do you deal with losses? Like if you are having a bad week because you're a positional trader, maybe we can take a longer frame. So how do you deal with that one, and do you maintain the momentum?
See, right now, me dealing with the losses is different from me dealing when I was a beginner and me dealing when I started becoming profitable initial days. So for different paces, there are different things keep going in the mind. So when I was a beginner, I used to panic, do over trade. Okay, try to regain that losses fast. That was the initial pace. Okay, which was completely wrong.
And
Then
hmm,
once I became systematic, the initially like sticking on to the system and waiting for the system by itself to turn profitable, like overcoming that pace. Because at that point, what will happen is you already would have lost a lot of time in the market, and you have changed your mindset to be mechanical and overcoming that mindset, like leaving all the bad things behind, getting onto the right thing and then sticking on to that pace is actually very difficult. If I recall right now, it is a very difficult pace, but no one will teach you that you have to self develop by yourself.
uh,
So it will take time. That's why I say that once you develop a system and once you start trading, don't trade with full capital. Trade with, even if you have 20 lakhs, also trade with only 1 or 2 lakhs initially, so that you overcome that psychological parts. Okay, you might have changed from uh, uh, discretionary trading to a mechanical trader. Right now, you might have all the rules. But while start trading, if you don't have that psychology to take care of those losses, continuous losses, time losses, and all, then you will make more mistakes. So the only way to overcome that is trade small. Even if you have a bigger capital, trade small. First, learn the habit of overcoming that psychology of behaving, how to behave during a drawdown phase, how to take care of those losses, how to have a balanced mindset. This you learn with a smaller capital. So what I say is, once you are developed everything, you put forward everything, once you start trading, at least give time for 1 year to be completely profitable with smaller capital. Once you complete that stage, then only deploy your full capital or try to increase your capital. So at each stage, there is a learning. So you have to go slow, take it one step at a time. You have to give time to overcome your own personality.
Okay. And how do you deal with losses
Right now,
now?
okay. Right now, it doesn't impact me. It doesn't. See, I'm in 10% drawdown as I speak to you right now. Okay, I'm the same person. I have the same personality. Even when I posted the highest profit on that day, I was the same. Right
Hmm.
now, also, I'm the same because I know that my system will turn around and it will turn profitable. For me, winning, like they say, no, it is not important you win the war. It is important you win the battle. For me, if I
Hmm.
win the battle, it is enough. So war, I don't care. I am willing to lose for next 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months also. By end of the year, if I make a profit, it's enough for me.
Oh, that's a very good philosophy that you are following. What will be your final suggestion that will you will be giving to be a newbie trader who is just entering the market?
See, don't put all your first thing is don't put all your capital initially. Okay, this is one thing I'll tell you because most of us do the same mistake. Okay, they might have seen one trade moving from 100 to 300 rupees, and
Hmm.
they think that okay, once it has happened, it will happen again and again. Okay, they'll be in with that belief itself. Even if a veteran of 20 years who experience in the market comes and talk to him, he won't believe him because he has experienced that 100 trade moving to 300. Based on that thinking only, he'll do that confidence only, he'll try to commit most of the mistakes. My first thing would be that even if you have a bigger capital, you think that you are a newbie, you are investing your time in learning, put small capital and see whether you can be profitable with that small capital for at least 1 year. And if you have really made profits out of trading for 1 year, then only you can bring your rest of your capital. This is the simple advice I can give for a new trader. And don't hesitate to learn or don't hesitate to make mistakes in your beginning of your.
Okay, thank you so much, Vikram, for sharing your knowledge, learnings, and wisdom with our audience. I'm sure they would have liked it, and thank you so much for coming on also.
Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो। आई होप आपने ये इंटरव्यू एंजॉय किया होगा। नीचे कमेंट करके बताइए कि इस इंटरव्यू का कौन सा पार्ट आपको सबसे ज्यादा पसंद आया, और अगर आप किसी और को भी चाहते हैं जो हमारे नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू में आए तो आप उनके हैंडल को भी कमेंट कर सकते हैं। So that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए for more interesting stock market trading and investing videos. Thank you so much for watching. This is Kritesh signing off.